So, talk to me a bit about the songwriting process for your debut album in particular. I know we have some songs in the drawer, but did you have an idea of how it was going to be structured, or did you have a catalogue of songs and needed to pick and choose and compile them into this particular body of work?
I think the difference is going to be between the second album and the first album is I know what I'm doing now. I was just going in like, I've written this song, I'm going to get it recorded. Okay. This is where you need a manager as well, because I had kind of started the recording process not having a plan,
Okay.
to be very honest. And that's where the manager comes in, put the plan in place and go, okay, I'm like happy with this, we're going to go with this. So again, I was writing from experiences that I had between 2020 or even 2019 and 2022. And I had recovered from an eating disorder as well. So like a lot of healing, I was talking through that process and therapies, and I poured a lot of that kind of into music. And then I was also at the time looking at Irish Celtic mythology and Greek mythology. And I was looking for, if you look at the stories and the powerful women in these stories, and I looked to them for inspiration. I was fascinated by their stories and their characteristics, and I wanted to embody them. So, for example, I Am Your Healer was heavily inspired by Queen Maeve and the goddess Bridget as well.
Cool.
Queen Maeve is kind of from Roscommon there. Rathcron is very popular there, and the cave and things like that. It was touring around there at the time as well, and I was fascinated by the stories, and I just wanted to be like those women. So I kind of started writing I Am Your Healer, standing in front of the mirror, kind of chanting those affirmations: I am your healer, your goddess, your medicine woman, and let my love in. And it was about self-love. And when singing that song now hits differently, because back when I started writing it, while I was very confident as a performer, I didn't have that inner confidence and that inner self-esteem. So now to performing it, having both in balance, it's like that's the whole journey of that album, is like learning to love yourself and learning to be inspired by things and diving into spirituality and healing and all those aspects. So the songs on the album, there's like, I think in some aspects, I know she'd agree with me on this, it could be 3 albums together, because I was still exploring my sound and the direction that I'm going in. So yeah, there was also co-writes as well on the album.
Okay.
Yeah, there was actually Wear Your Wings is written by Oshin.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was funny because I think he wrote that in 1999, and he showed me this song, and he said, Ciara, I said, I've held this in a drawer for 24 years. He said, you're 24 now and it's 2024. I'd love you to consider singing this song. I remember reading it, I was like, this is beautiful lyrics, and then finding out the actual meaning behind the song. And I was like, God, that's powerful meaning, message. I was like, I'd love to sing this song. Is it okay if I have it on the album? And he was like, yeah, it's yours if you want it. And it had been recorded several times in different places and never released. And I decided to record it and put on the album and add it to other songs that I had there myself. And so yeah, the album was kind of a collection of like talking about spirituality, healing, experiences I went through, relationship breakups. There was a whole load of different things that filtered into the album. So yeah, I think it was a great exploration. And I think in your 20s, you're doing so much searching. So I feel like in the album, it has those themes in there. Yeah.
Okay, cool, nice. That's really nice. And I didn't realize it had such a. Well, I think what can happen a lot of times with our creation from the artist, there is an element of catharsis to it, but it really does seem like that. It, like I said, you kind of had that outer confidence, but it seems like the whole process of it from start to finish solidified you throughout. Which is a really beautiful thing, I think, and I think it reflects nicely in the music as well. And having a bit more of an understanding of the process, having listened to the album a bunch of times myself, to be quite honest, it does kind of hit a little bit differently. So like that is cool to be able to get a bit of behind the scenes on that.